Hello, you folks. This is Cole, and I just want to say a few words to understand where everything is at. I have just finished recording all 365 lessons of A Course in Miracles. I started at lesson 38, so the playlist seemed to be incomplete, but it is complete. But I'm going to make a new playlist where it all starts from the lesson 1 and it's all in order. I'm also attempting to make an audio recording with suggested guidelines of how to do Course in Miracles without getting lost in interpretations of the mind or interpretations of others, and guide the practitioner back into the direct revelation from the book, the words of Jesus translated through the will, through the feeling, through the experience into reality of God's realm, where you begin to have direct revelation of God, and rather than end up with perceptual or conceptual way of looking at A Course in Miracles and run long discussions about what it means, because none of it means any of it. All the perception will disappear and will be replaced by vision, which has very little to do with our eyes and the way we sense the world. Let me also say why I have done this particular way of recording. At the beginning of last year, I was looking for someone who reads the lessons so I can just listen and enjoy. And most of the recordings that I found didn't have the quality I was looking for, which is slow and with a little bit of contemplative feel to it, and especially very slow tempo, so each word can truly sink in and be felt deeply in the heart and in the feeling realm, in the will. So that is actually why I said, oh, I'm just going to do it myself. So on some level I did this for myself, and but that was the main reason. There are many recordings, and some of them are done fast and they are handy if you just need to really get the data in and really hear the lesson, because you have little time of a day, and that's fine. This particular way was mainly to come to that place where Course in Miracles say, hey, stop for a moment and allow yourself to sink in deeply. Hence we did the lessons with Chantal, and every morning at 7 a.m. for a whole year as well, where we just read the lesson. There was no discussions, and not so much perception going on at all, but hearing the lesson and then let it sink in, let it find more time of quiet where the message comes through and becomes alive in us. Doing actually lessons, they were done slowly for the very reason that if you now ever begin again, notice how many times Jesus says, repeat this lesson really slowly to yourself, and then slow down even more and repeat it again. Yeah, because unless each word becomes flesh, means each word is truly experienced for what it's really trying to tell us. And we just take the sentence as it is, we let it sink in, and we let it to ignite in us what's already true in us. It's a reminder. Enlightenment is but a recognition of what's already within, was temporarily lost and replaced by something else that then as a result creates a world we see. Coming back to the origins of the teaching and allowing each sentence to be what it is until the wisdom within, which is the Holy Spirit, helps us to translate it in a way we have never experienced yet. It moves differently than we can possibly imagine. And it's more a feeling thing rather than a mental acquisition of information, storage, and then regurgitation or parroting. Usually just to defend a position, which is never real. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for joining in. It was a great ride. I really enjoyed recording it, and I got so much out of it. Amazing. Last year was my 35th round with the lessons, roughly. And there were some years when I started and I did not finish it. But one thing, and one thing only, that was a game changer, was to get myself a little timer, something that would remind me, a timer reminder, that would remind me to do the lessons at the given time. So when it says 5 practice periods today, then I would set up my timer into these 5 reminders and really do it when it says to do it. Because without it, I did forget. I managed to forget very well. But this cannot fail. And even if your timer goes off and you are talking to somebody and it gently rings in your pocket or in your bag, all you will do is to be reminded that that was the time to practice. And it doesn't matter if you missed it because you were talking to someone. It still is very powerful, because the light of God is very powerful. And if we don't practice and have this little light period of easing off from this never-ending thinking process that often preoccupies us, we don't get used to sitting in the light, feeling light deeply in every cell as a sort of vibration or aliveness. These lessons in particular do that they train us in a systematic way to getting used to vibrating in a speed of light, that it becomes alive within, that it becomes holy, because wholeness of your being is all-encompassing within yourself. You're not in conflict with yourself or anyone else. Yeah? Because by now you know that any conflict is just what ego loves doing. And so, in God there is no conflict. There is only perfect unity. And this is what's living us. So, only a reminder that all of this is beautifully guided by Jesus speaking directly to you. That's why it's good to remember that each word is Jesus speaking to you without interpretations of his disciples or disciples of his disciples or the teachings of the world that think the world is real. Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." And this is beautifully guiding us to that world from when we birth in that world again. The reality as we know it will shift and shift more and shift more until the perception of the world completely changes. And then everything around us will change. So with this I'll leave you, and yeah, that was great fun. So we'll catch you on my next project, whatever that's going to be. Okay.